Hi, I'm Christie Zolman. I'm in the Math Special Education K through 12 program at Arkansas State University, and today I'm presenting my lesson on sequencing. I did this lesson for my 6th and 7th grade severe self-contained room. For our students, retelling a story in the correct order is difficult. To help improve this skill, along with reading comprehension and vocabulary, we wanted to do something fun, interactive, and that would hold their attention. The main goal was to have them retell the story today with at least 80% accuracy, making sure that all events were in the right order. To introduce this lesson, the first thing I did was go through our morning routine backwards. The students right away were like, Miss Christie, stop. You're crazy today. What are you doing? Because I said we had gotten off the bus and heard morning announcements, threw away our breakfast, then went and got our tray. And they're like, this is just silly. It's not right. And I explained to them that sequencing was putting things in the right order. To help us learn more about sequencing, I read the story, The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors by Drew Daywall. This was such a funny book, and it's a game we play in class, and sometimes Miss Christie wins, but not a lot. And so the kids had a good time reading this book. But before we began, we had to learn our new vocabulary words. This book included some wonderful vocabulary words like faux and mysterious and ancient and realm, and we had to find out what those words meant. So we were able to find a Quizlet that we put on our smartboard and worked together. We did the flashcards first to learn what the words mean. We used the words in a sentence out loud, and everybody made up sentences of their own to go along with the words. Then we took a Quizlet test. Once we learned our new words, we were ready to read our book. So we read our book, and as we were reading, I found these cards on Teacher Paper Teachers, these sequencing cards. They're wonderful. They're full color, and I put them up on the board as we were reading, but I put them in the wrong order. So after the story was over, I retold it, and I said Rock battled this person first, and Scissors was the last to do things, and the kids were like, no, Miss Christie, you didn't pay attention. And so they corrected my sequencing cards. And so we read the story a second time. This time, I put the sequencing cards in the right order as we went along. And the students rated our story on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 means we don't ever want to read it again, and 10 means that we need to find a copy for our classroom library. And this story got a 10 out of 10 from all the students. So we are looking for a copy for our own library. But we made a point, both times we read this book, to stop every 2 pages and ask, what's happening first? What happened next? What happened last? What was the main idea? Who are our characters? And so that we would learn what the elements of this story was as we went through it. And the kids just had a blast. So when we got through with reading our story the second time, the kids sat down with this worksheet and they wrote what was first in the book, what came next, and what came last. We felt like it was important that they latched on to the signal words so that when they read, if they see the word next, that they knew that there was something that came before that, and we could put things in the right order. And for our kids that can't write yet, we let them draw the sequencings for this story. And as the whole class was working on this, we got called back to the work table, 1 student at a time. And I had them retell the story and put our sequencing cards in the right order. And they all did so wonderful. That served as my informal assessment to see who was getting it and who wasn't. And they all got it. To help out with the formal assessment, I wasn't sure I wanted to give a test just yet because we were still going to be working on this lesson for the next few days. To help serve as my formal assessment for today, we did an AR test, which is accelerated reader. Right now we have an accelerated reader contest in our classroom. Whoever has the most points wins a McDonald's meal for lunch. So kids hopped online and typed in our book name, and they took an accelerated reader test, and they all passed. They loved this book by Drew Daywalt so much, we had to check another book out of the library by him. We read The Epic Adventures of Huggy and Stick, and we did this lesson again, following what came first, what came second, and learning how to put things in a proper order. The kids thought it was really funny when I started reading the story backwards. They're like, no, you can't find out the end at the beginning. So they had a good time interacting with this story and putting things in the right order so they made sense. And we explained to them that that's what sequencing is all about, putting things in the right order so that they make sense. And it was just such a fun lesson. If you get a chance, there's plenty of resources on Teacher Pay Teacher for flashcards like these and sequencing cards. Quizlet has a lot of great things. And if you have a chance to read one of these fun books by Drew Daywalt, I highly recommend. That is my lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.